ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Republicans Basketball Association's championships back on the floor tonight. It's a big night in both Division I and Division II as both series are tied at a game apiece. Kelsey Johnson, she joins us live with a preview.
Good evening, Jonathan. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm here at the AF Adley Gym where Game 3 in the Best of 7 Championship Series between, yes, your Central Store Giants and the Breezes High Flyers is about to tip off. Now, the Flyers won Game 2 on Friday night at a score of 108-101. Now, key players for the Giants will be Adrian Thompson. He also is a double-figure player, and Michael Bethel. They're also going to have to step up today if Giants are going to win Game 3. For the Flyers, there's a 1-2 punch, Shanton Pratt and Jeremy Neely. Now, both were in double figures on Friday night, and if the Breezes High Flyers want to win Game 3 tonight, those two players, they're going to have to step up big. And in the feature game tonight, you'll see the Commonwealth Bank Giants, who were also the pennant winner in the Division 1 game. They'll be taking on the PJ Stingers. Now, Friday night was the first time the Commonwealth Bank Giants lost this season. They fell to the Stingers 99-93. Joining me live on the broadcast is coach for both teams, the Commonwealth Bank Giants and, yes, your Store Central Giants, Mr. Perry Thompson. Mr. Thompson, welcome to the Bahamas tonight. Just talk about the game. What is the game plan here tonight to make sure that both clubs win Game 3?
It's a pleasure. First and foremost, we thankful to Mighty God for us bringing us this far. Both teams, we cap off as being having a successful season. But tonight, I think defensively, we really have to step it up. The Game 2, both teams come out kind of relaxed in the first half. We had to fight back a 20-point deficit. So we know, we work on the things on Sunday, what we need to improve on. So, like I said, we're looking forward to much better defensive performance. And once we can keep focus from the defensive end, we have a pretty good chance to come up victorious at both teams tonight.
Now, the Flyers and the Stingers, they have bragging rights on both of your squads. They're the only two games that they've lost all season. How do you get your team mentally prepared? I know they're physically prepared for tonight's game.
Well, first and foremost, our D1 team, Commonwealth Bank Giants, is a veteran team. We have a lot of camaraderie. The guys, they relish on stuff like this. When they're back against the wall, they come out fighting and showing people exactly who we are. You know what I mean? So we're looking forward to a very exciting and very competitive game. And, to come out victorious, like I say, tonight in both the games.
Will both series go the distance, or are you guys trying to close it out in a Game 6 or Game 5?
No, we're not looking forward to really going the distance, to be quite honest. I think we got the team, we got the chemistry that we should be able, to close this out before the 7th game.
Now, Adrian Thompson and I think Michael Bethel, they're your hot hands for tonight's game. Are they ready to play? Almost
definitely. They've been carrying us, but we're looking forward to some more output from our bigs. They have been our strength, they've been our pillar. So we asked them to give us some more for offensive production. So once we can get that from them, combined with Adrian and Mikey, we think we do well.
How's the scoring coming off the bench, and what about the defensive rebounds?
We have some pretty good scorers. In our second unit. We just hoping that the guys them will step up the plate, create, and open up the game for our shooters. And once we can do that, we'll be successful.
Who can we look forward to having the hot hands in the Division 1 game?
We always got the Sean Taylor, we got Michael Foley-Bain, and, Jeffrey Henfield. They've been really carrying us. So, of course, then we get Axon Jackson coming off the bench. He's been really lighting up for us. So once those guys continue to do, what we'll be looking forward from them, we'll be happy.
I see Mark Hanna is now joining you on the sideline as a coach. That was a big loss for the Giants there.
Mark had to travel to Freeport. He wasn't with us for the second game. The guys are excited to see him back in town, to be a part of the rest of the championship.
Can we see the Giants club go and be represented at the Bahamas Basketball Federation National Round Robin?
Well, most definitely. That's our ultimate goal, to represent the country. We pride on, being a good ambassador. So we look forward to, completing the championship and heading to the Nationals.
If the Giants were to win, how many titles would that be in the New Providence Basketball Association?
Oh, wow. There's so many titles, that we won. Common Bank has been sponsored for the past 30 years. I only can remember losing, but probably 3 or 4 championships, to be quite honest. So we appreciate what they've been doing. Then we've been your essential store on for the first year. They're happy with what we were able to present it. Yes, the first year in the league with a bunch of new players. So, we thank both of them for, their contribution, and we want to make sure we represent them well.
All right, thank you so much for joining me live on the broadcast. But before I get back to you, Jonathan, I just want to remind everybody that Game 1 has yet to tip off, so you can still make your way down here at the AF Athlete Gym. And if you're wondering who is in the lead in this series is all tied up 1 game apiece, with the Breezes High Flyers winning on Friday night to a tune of 108-101. And the Commonwealth Bank Giants in the Division 1, they fell to the PJ Stingers in a surprising win, 99-93. Like Coach Thompson said, Adrian Thompson and Michael Bethel will have to step up big here tonight if, yes, your store Essential Giants want to win in Game 3. They're all looking forward to claiming Game 3, which will tip off in a few minutes. Back to you in the studio, Jonathan.
Thanks a lot, Kelsey. Some big basketball news also coming out of the nation's second city, the National High School Basketball Championships. Those are set to come to a close tonight on the court at this hour. That game just finishing up, actually, the girls' title game, which was a rematch of the private school championship between the St. John's College Giants and Sacs Big Red Machine. Now, of course, as many of you would know, that private school series went the 3-game distance, with St. John's coming out on top. St. John's going into the final undefeated at Nationals, while Sac avenged their only loss in the semifinals to C.I. Gibson. St. John's starting this one strong, up 28 after the first quarter. Sac cut into that deficit in the second quarter, ending the half down 29-21. St. John's still led 41-34 after 3 with Sac. They started the fourth quarter on a 6-0 run to pull within 1, but from there, St. John's went on a run of their own, and St. John's wins the girls' championship, a final there of 56-44. The boys' championship, that's on court next. Also rematch from the Grand Bahama title series between the St. George's Jaguars and Tabernacle Baptist Falcons. St. George's losing its first game at Nationals to Gateway out of Bimini, but they too avenged that loss in the semifinal round. Tabby has gone through undefeated so far, and they'll look to flip the script tonight, so we'll just have to see how that one turns out. Well, a day after being eliminated from playoff contention, Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings back on court last night, ending an 11-game losing skid in San Antonio, scoring a 113-106 win over the Spurs. Buddy 8 of 13 from the field and 4 of 6 from behind the arc. He finished up with 26 points. He needs just 15 more 3 balls in his next 5 games to break Damian Lillard's mark of 599 for the most 3-pointers by a third-year player. Sacramento hosts Houston tomorrow. And of course, the Rockets, they're the same team who made sure the Kings would miss the postseason for the 13th consecutive year with that loss on Saturday night. Still on news from the Pro Hardwood, a trio of Bahamians suiting up over the weekend in Spain. Christopher Chicken Turnquist had 23 points and 11 rebounds for Arenas. They went down 82-74. Tavario Miller also with a double-double, 11 points and 10 boards for Baskonia. They fell 81-67. As for Shaquille Clare, he had 10 points and 5 rebounds for Forcaida. They picked up an 88-82 win. Over in France, Dominic Bridgewater tallying 16 points and 5 rebounds for Fuzimir. They were on the losing end 90-79. Meantime, in Japan, Kogashima, they split games in an 80-76 loss. Gio Bain, 12 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 block shots. He followed that up with 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks in a 79-77 win. Now, the Colby brothers, they saw action in the land of the rising sun as well, as Akita lost a pair of games. In the opener, Dwight had 23 points and 11 rebounds, while Kadeem was right behind with 19 points and 8 boards. Only Kadeem played in the second game. He went for 13 points and 6 rebounds. Back here at home, the Bahamas Bowling Federation's Nationals underway. The men bowled their first block in the A, B, and C categories yesterday. Derek Burrows leading the way so far, 1,101 pins and a 220 average. Johan Pipe from second, 1,076 pins and a 215 average. David Slaughter third, 1,024 pins and a 205 average. Lee Davis was fourth, 1,018 pins and a 204 average. Tyrone Knowles rounding out the top 5, 1,011 pins and a 202 average. There are 45 men competing, with the top 15 making it to Super Saturday. And we can tell you the ladies on the court, on the lanes as well. They bowled their first block in the A and B divisions. Driscoll Roll on top, 969 pins, a 194 average. Camille Burnside second with a 190 average. Janice Hoyt in third with a 169 average. Of course, Johnny Slockhart right behind with a 168 average. And Angie Smith, she is rounding out the top 5. And of course, the top 10 ladies will advance to Super Saturday. The C and D for ladies on the lanes tonight, along with the D for the men. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. A check on weather is up next.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.